Bwana, tuache kuharibiana wakati, tuache kuharibiana nguvu na tuache kubebana ujinga. Impeach William Ruto now. James Mulamba, a Gen Z, an active citizen and a concerned Kenyan. For 3 years now, we've asked ourselves the most difficult question in this country. How do we take Ruto home? Not because we are obsessed with taking William Ruto home, but because he's been the stem of most of our problems. As the president, he sets the agenda, sets the pace, sets the culture, and sets the tone for leadership in Kenya. If the president is a thief, almost everyone in Kenya would be a thief. If the president promotes insults and immoral behavior, almost every other leader would copy from him. If the president is corrupt, I can assure you, the rest of the leaders will be as corrupt as him. Because then, who then oversights the other? If the MP is corrupt, the senator is corrupt, and the president is the gang leader. So it is not lost to us the potence and the power of the presidency in influencing constitutionalism, in influencing a good political culture and morality in Kenya, especially in politics and leadership. So we are still here asking ourselves, how do we take William Ruto home? And we have a vibrant opposition in Kenya that has since gathered pace ahead of the 2027 general elections, who are promising us that they will do everything and anything in their power to take William Ruto home through the ballot in 2027. But wait a minute, do we have to wait till 2027? That is the question every Gen Z has asked for 3 years. Constitutionally, we can take William Ruto home in 2 avenues, or using 2 avenues. One, by the ballot in 2027, which is still 18 months away. 2, we can impeach William Ruto. The other means that has been fronted as an alternative to take William Ruto home has been the mass protest that would lead to an overhaul of government, whatever other people have labeled as a coup and as anarchy. A mass protest that will culminate at State House and effectively edge him out of power and force him to either resign or flee the country. Let us say, and let us assume, we are law-abiding citizens who do not want to break the law. And 2027 is still far away. That would then leave us with one option, an impeachment. I have wondered in the past, and I have made it clear on several media interviews, that William Ruto can be impeached. But then I asked the question, why don't we see that goodwill from our Kenyan MPs to impeach William Ruto? Before Raila Odinga joined government, the ODM had the tyranny of numbers at the National Assembly. That is before William Ruto captured ODM. We asked ODM to galvanize support from the other opposition parties to impeach William Ruto. And they were very slow to do this. In fact, some of the MPs in the ODM party told us to our face that is not going to happen, even before the broad-based arrangement was negotiated. So again, we're still asking ourselves, what is this lethargy, disinterest, and general boredom towards impeaching a president? And total disconcern. But when the MPs were rallied to impeach Deputy Gachagua, they impeached him in the middle of the night. They burnt the midnight oil to ensure that the former deputy president was sent home. But your MPs, the ones who pretend to care about you, cannot burn the midnight oil to ensure that William Ruto is taken home. Some people ask, what would happen if William Ruto is impeached? But then they forget that the Constitution sets a clear guideline on succession. The deputy president would hold power till the next election. And I understand that ODM did not want to impeach William Ruto because they hated Gachagua more than they hated William Ruto. Hata before the broad-based arrangement. Walituambia to our face Kama ni William Ruto mnataka aende nyumbani Gachagua achukue, hiyo haitafanyika. I want to remind ODM that we have another deputy president. Well, by virtue of the law, Kindiki anafaa kuwa vice president because he is appointed, not elected. But anyway, we have another guy second in command right now. Na Kindiki ako afadhali kidogo kuliko Rigathi Gachagua. Hiyo ni kitu hatuwezi bishana. Sasa watu yetu ya ODM, hamuna excuse ya kupeleka William Ruto nyumbani sasa. Ule Gachagua mlichukia, ule mwenye mlisema hamwezi kubali aachiwe kiti, hayuko kwa kiti sahi, iko na Kindiki. Si impeach William Ruto na Kindiki achukue hiyo miezi 18 tuende kwa uchaguzi 2027. If you hate William Ruto that much, na mnatuambia one term kila siku, si bwana mpeleke huyu jamaa nyumbani. Now quickly let's go through the grounds for impeachment of a president before I'm accused of not having solid grounds of taking William Ruto home. This is under Article 145. The president can be impeached for grossly violating the Constitution of Kenya. This is because we have reason to believe that the president has violated procurement laws and that the president appears to be the procurement officer in Kenya. He announces who has gotten which contract, when and where. For example, the president recently announced that the JKIA contract has already been issued. Hiyo ni after the National Infrastructure Fund imepata pesa juzi. Where did the president source this contractor? Again, it is not lost to us that the president was pushing the Adani contract deal. Where did he get Adani from? Secondly, under gross violation of the Constitution, the president has demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt that he misuses public funds. Given that the president, it is alleged, spent 500 billion shillings in Beere North to campaign for Newton Karish. I mean, was it Newton Karish? Oh, the other guy, Wamudhende. We've also seen that the State House has overspent its budget through the year since 2022, and the executive cannot show us where that money goes. The presidency and the executive has ignored court orders not once, not twice. I hope you've not forgotten that the president violated a court order that issued conservatory orders that prohibited the gazettement of the IEBC newly appointed team. But the president still went ahead and gazetted the appointed team. The president should be impeached on ground number 2 of committing a crime under national or international law. We cannot argue here that the president did not issue the order to shoot and kill Gen Zs on June 25th and on every other demonstration because he's the chief in command. So the president has committed crimes against humanity and he has violated international law. The president, we have reason to believe, has committed economic crimes by misusing public funds, especially budgets to his office and the budgets that were allocated to the office of the First Lady. That was in 2022 and I think 2023. The president has demonstrated abuse of office by 1, creating duplicitous committees that are illegal in the eyes of the law. Why would the president create a compensation committee where the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights exists to verify claims and compensate victims who've suffered under the arms of government? The president also created another commission that was unconstitutional. I know Kenyans remember. The law of the land says that we do not have a state religion, but the president still went ahead to construct a church in State House, guided by I don't know which belief or which system. He violated the constitution by constructing a church in State House, and in one way or another disenfranchising the Muslim community, the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Rastafarians, and all other religions that are in this country. On ground number 3 of gross misconduct, it is clear to us that the president is instituting another state capture by bribing Kenyan MPs to dance to his tune. In fact, passing laws and bills in Kenya is so easy if you have the money to buy MPs. The president has shown us that he can force independent commissions to do his bidding. I mean, how else can you explain that the Teacher Service Commission was issuing appointment letters to teacher recruits from State House? The president has demonstrated abuse of power by engaging in a tone, in a cadence that demonstrates hate speech, defamation, and recently insults, whether to the opposition or to anyone who is in government. That is conduct unbecoming of a president. The president should also be impeached, again, as I said, for violating procurement laws. Because you cannot explain to me the formula for single sourcing and irregular tendering that has been demonstrated by the executive and by this government. We've seen the president push for deals probably that have a personal benefit to him, especially the SHA deal and the SHIFT deal for the 104 billion system. We've also seen the president push for PPP contracts that go through cabinet approval, some of which we have reason to believe have a window and a clause to benefit the president. And on these grounds, we are calling the Kenyan MPs to impeach the president and to stop giving us excuses. We are saying enough is enough. We are saying Ruto must go. We are saying 2027 is too far. And we are saying the spirit is not lost to us. Jubilee has 30 MPs. Wiper has 25 MPs. DAP Kenya has 5 MPs. The rest of the other fringe parties in Azimio have a combined total of 20 MPs. That I think brings us to somewhere around 80 or 70 MPs. ODM itself has around 100 plus MPs in parliament. And someone should not lie to you that all the ODM MPs are pro-Ruto in 2027, are pro-Ruto's re-election in 2027. So that would give us around 30 or 40 MPs from the ODM party. And we remember that UDA has around 100 MPs in parliament. And we know there are outliers in UDA, MPs who would not vote for William Ruto in 2027. They may not say it publicly, mostly from Central and from Mount Kenya. And some from Rift Valley and Western region who would not vote for William Ruto, let alone campaign for him in 2027. And we are going to see them rerouting and recamping to other parties before 2027. By the way, today Millicent Omanga has decamped from the UDA party to the DCP party. And we are sure that we are going to see most of this recamping in the coming months. So no one should argue, no MP, no Kenyan, no one of sane mind should argue that we cannot marshal the numbers to impeach William Ruto. You only need 100 MPs to table the motion of impeachment. Bwana, nataka niambie James Orengo, ongea na vijana wetu wa ODM, ongea na Babu Owino, ongea na Caleb Amisi, ongea na Anthony Kibagendi, ambia hawa jamaa bana waekeleo motion ya kuimpeach William Ruto. Najua wanakusikiza kama mzee. Babu Owino, umesema unapenda wa Kenya. Umesema Ruto ni one term. Same na Sifuna. Lakini sitawekelea blame mingi kwa senators because they cannot move a motion to impeach a president. Hiyo ni kazi ya National Assembly kwa MPs. Hawa MPs wetu ambao mnasema kila siku one term, ambao kila siku mnasema Ruto must go, ambao kila siku mnasema Ruto aende nyumbani. Kwani lazima aende nyumbani 2027? Ni lazima tungoje 2027? Nyinyi wekeleeni hiyo motion ya kuimpeach William Ruto. We already know you have the numbers za kuimpeach William Ruto. Hiyo kazi nyingine mtuachie. Vile tuliweka pressure kwa finance bill hadi ikaangushwa, hivyo ndo tutaweka pressure kwa bill ya kuimpeach William Ruto. Tuache kuharibiana wakati hapa. 18 months is too much time ya kuendelea kuongozwa na mtu mtapeli kama Kasongo, mtu muuaji kama Kasongo, mtu muongo kama William Ruto, mtu ambaye hana mwelekeo kama Zakayo. Vipindi za Ekaya na kila wakati na kila siku uongo tupu na porojo tupu. Mtu ameenda Western kulaunch barabara na masoko ambaye zenye alilaunch last year hakufanya, zenye alilaunch hiyo mwaka ingine hakufanya. Hizi ana launch sasa, atafanya na budget gani? Bwana, tuache kuharibiana wakati, tuache kuharibiana nguvu na tuache kubebana ujinga. Impeach William Ruto now.